let's talk a little bit about some kind of big picture DFS strategy. And Raymond, I want to kick it to you. How do you play fantasy in a league that is totally unknown? Like how do you kind of get in the mental mindset of building a DFS lineup where we don't know anything?
Well, I think you do have to kind of look at these spreads and kind of go off that. That would be, you could kind of project totals by, a bare bones approach. Way to do it would just be you take, what you think the league average points per game is going to be combined for both teams, and we do have spreads, and you just kind of, insert the spread and kind of calculate the points for each team. And I think for me, it's looking at the quarterbacks for the most part, and then trying to figure out, okay, it's not like we don't know anything about these players. A lot of these guys, especially the pass catchers that we expect to be targeted the most, these guys have had NFL experience, preseason NFL experience, particularly, or AAF experience. So we do have kind of a sample size. And it's really just kind of going off that and looking for the upside, because I think, at the end of the day, no one knows anything, like you said. And so just having those one or two guys that goes off, I think that is going to, that's going to be really helpful, even in cash games. And I think in tournaments, probably what I would say is, there are, some quote unquote big names or bigger names than the others. And there are some guys who I think are going to get a lot of attention or buzz because, for example, they are a really good athlete or something like that, so those are the guys I think in tournaments, maybe you fade a little bit and you try to find some guys that have put up good numbers and maybe not the best athlete or something like that that's easy to kind of parse out and for somebody that doesn't really know anything about these players to say, okay, well, he's a 99 percentile spark athlete, and then all of a sudden this guy is like 40% owned. Just kind of try to pivot off those guys to some guys who have had decent production, are expected to start or not, but maybe aren't as quite as flashy in terms of their athleticism or something like that.
Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, so when it comes to DFS, it's a much different story. At least with my approach, I'm more confident, creating player projections right off the bat. I mean, I do know a lot of these players, and when you make player projections, you take a lot of the randomness out of it because you're projecting a specific player. Of course, there's going to be a ton of luck and randomness, especially in week one, but the way you have to think about it is no one's going to be making extremely accurate projections. You just have to be better than average. So I found, when it comes to things like this, like the Pro Bowl, NBA All-Star Game, or when they first brought in college football, basketball into DFS, WNBA, I always found my biggest edges like right off the bat before everybody was able to catch up and stuff. So I'll be playing DFS aggressively from the start. I think week one, obviously there might be something like Elijah Hood will get 0 carries or something random like that might happen. But overall, I think that's going to be where the edge is initially. And then sports betting, probably about, like I said, week 2 to week 3, we'll have enough data and film to kind of have an edge there. But DFS will be attacking pretty aggressively right off the bat.